animals in my dream raped me more with rough sex. And on that day, after the raping, I will not be able to pee or feel my vagina. This is my confession. Please keep me anonymous. I have been quiet for a few years because of the things I have experienced after seeking for help. I have consulted a lot of people, but even after consulting, the consequences are still there. So a few years back, I used to see a man staring at me in a very uncomfortable way. I started noticing that each time I go to the mall, this man is always there, and he looked at me like he has just seen a ghost. So this man will follow me around the mall until I got into the taxi. And what worried me most was that when I will stop, he will also stop. That's when I knew that my life was in danger. So I ran to the mall security for help and I complained. But when we looked for him, we could not find him. Then shortly, I started dreaming about him. I dreamt of him telling me to meet him at a certain restaurant. He gave me the date and time, and I kept on having the same dream over and over again, but I kept ignoring it. I started getting the same dream again, but this time with a different date and time. It got too much that I could not ignore again. I started waking up with severe headache and a smell of smoke in my house. In the dream, he talked to me while making a fire, so waking up to a very smoky house made me so scared. I eventually decided to follow the dream instruction. On the second date given, I was so scared when I saw him there waiting for me. He started crying. He told me that I looked exactly like his late wife. He told me a very long story, how his late wife died a few months back, and seeing me made him happy because I looked exactly like his wife, and he apologized for making me feel uncomfortable. He was a very handsome man, well-spoken and humble. I somehow became attracted to him after our conversation. We exchanged number and continued talking on a daily basis. We were always on phone call with each other if we were not texting. We became so close. That was when I asked him, how come I always see him in my dream? And he said, he too has been having the same dreams of me giving him a date and time to meet me. We both believe that maybe it is our ancestors or the gods that wanted us to be together. One day he called me and told me to come and meet with his brother, who came from South Africa to visit him, and he will be leaving soon for Nigeria. He picked me up and took me to his house for the first time. His house was very huge. I never believed I was dating a man of such wealth, yet he was so humble. I knew he had money because he sent me money every morning just to say good morning since we started speaking. I was waiting in the sitting room. He told me he was going to change. And as I was admiring his house, to my surprise, he came back with a green cloth wrapped around his waist, another green cloth wrapped on his head. The green cloth wrapped on his waist had a snake drawn on it where his manhood was. He was topless and also barefooted, and he asked his brother to come out. He told me to take my shoes off and earring and follow him. I started becoming uncomfortable, but I kept quiet and followed him. I became so scared. I was paralyzed with fear. It was like I was a puppet. I couldn't think straight. I followed him down the passage into a dark room with no windows. He told me to keep quiet and stay calm. There was a big mirror in the room. He told me to stand in front of it and close my eyes. He said we were here, 3 of us, I, him and his brother, to ask his gods if I am the right woman for him. It seems there were more people in the room. I was hearing their voices, but I could not see them. They were speaking in strange language I could not understand. But I assumed it is their language. Then suddenly, I passed out. Because the next thing I remember, I woke up in a bedroom I don't remember going to. My boyfriend was there holding a tray of breakfast. He kissed me on the cheek and said, "Good morning, my wife." I was so confused. He noticed I was confused and he smiled. "Yes, we got married last night." I did not know what to say since I did not remember anything, so I kept quiet. I did not even eat. I asked him to take me home. He said he had a meeting, but he can drop me off with taxi. He gave me a black gift bag and told me it was my wedding present and asked me to open the gift bag when I got home. When I got home, I opened the gift bag. What I saw shocked me down to my bone marrow. I saw a dead rat. It was stabbed with needles, and since that day, I have never seen or heard from him. I have no interest in men anymore. I dream of myself having sex with a very weird looking creature like a rat. I tried getting help, but every time I tell my story, the animals in my dream rape me more with rough sex. And on that day, after the raping, I will not be able to pee or feel my vagina. It was there when I look at it, but when I touch it, I can't feel anything. Then a week later, I will start feeling it again. I will be in so much pain, like someone stabbed me with needles on it. Even sharing this with you, I know the consequences, and I hope and pray for a permanent solution from you guys. Please advise me on what to do.